So recently, I made a bet. I was going to do every single achievement inside of Starfield before Payday 3 comes out. And trust me, I know exactly what you're thinking. This is fucking stupid. And you're right, and it is. I'm only doing it for $100, knowing it would take hours off of my life. I was going to have to do 50 achievements, some of them ridiculous. I had exactly 12 days to get everything done. And I'm sure to some of y'all that sounds easy, and it sure shit sounded easy to me when I first started. But little did I know everything I was going to have to face to get this done on time. And to be honest, I don't even know if I was ready. I hate to break the tone, but let's get down to exactly what I'd be doing and all the achievements that I'm concerned about. Thankfully, a lot of these seem to be pretty easy. But my biggest concerns are reach level 100, collect 10 ships, land on 100 planets, and visit all star systems, which 0.4% of players have done, and I'm not exactly sure what to expect going into this. But hell, let's just get into the game, shall we? So the game starts off and you're a miner and you're met with two people, Heller and Supervisor Lynn, and this is just the intro to the game. You walk around for 10 minutes and then eventually they ask you to do some mining, so you just run over to these rocks and hit them for like 4 or 5 seconds each. After that, you walk up to this big machine that's drilling a hole, and after it's done drilling the hole, you make your way inside, and there's a little bit of extra stuff, but you'll end up here, which is where you need to mine and grab this artifact that's just sitting there for a contract. And upon mining it and taking it, this happens.
You're finally awake.
Nah, I'm just playing. You wake up in a medical bed where the two consult you, and right after this is when we start to enter the character customization. And here we are. Now, I don't think most people care about me actually creating my character, so I'm just going to do the special stuff like the background and the traits. And obviously, you know I had to go with my boy Bounty Hunter to represent Boba Fett. And right after doing the background, it asks you to do a few traits, but I actually didn't really find any of them that interesting, and I didn't really want to do any of them. The only one that I did find that I wanted was Hero Worship, because you get a free companion, and they'll bring you stuff, and apparently there's like funny moments whenever you run into them during the game, so I thought, why the hell not? So for the most part, I'm just going to get right through everything that's going on in the intro, because I actually wanted to get onto the real game and get on to working on towards these achievements. And at this point, it's already been up to probably half an hour, so I'm just really getting ready to be over with this. But I digress. We run outside after finding the artifact, and after customizing your character, we come outside to meet the contact that had us mine it in the first place. His name is Barrett. After about a minute of dialogue, the robot on the back talks about how there's a ship incoming onto the planet. And here I am, just with the cutter, and then my dumbass decides to try to shoot down the ship with my cutter. No, but this part is pretty simple. All you gotta do is just gun down a few pirates with a handgun, which is pretty easy, especially at the start of the game. Although, to be fair, I did accidentally kill a friendly. Upon finishing that up and running back, and after about 5 minutes of dialogue, Barrett gives you this watch, and right after this, he gives us his fucking ship. I get a free ship at the start of the game. I mean, to be fair, how else am I supposed to get around, but he just gave it to me like that, and he's gonna stay back and mine for me. Finally, I get to get out of this mine and get to fly my first ever starship.
Shields ready. The rest is up to you.
And about 30 seconds later, you get into your first starship fight to test all the controls for the ship itself and learn how to fight. It took me about 30 seconds total to kill both of the enemies here, which was pretty easy. Right after that, you fly to the base of a Crimson Fleet member, and upon exiting the doors, you're greeted with this dialogue. Now this guy's a fucking idiot. A gamer myself, I recognized the propane tank right behind him and plan to shoot him as soon as this fucking dialogue breaks. But it's pretty easy. Shoot him, kill him, loot him, of course, take everything he has, run his pockets, and get back to the ship. Right after, we're gonna fast travel to New Atlantis, which is where the rest of the Constellation members are waiting to talk to us. Now, after arriving at the lodge, this is a nice fucking place, but this is where we meet the rest of the members, at least most of them. We're still missing a couple. But after 5 minutes more of dialogue, we get the option to place the artifact upon the table that's in the middle, which, after placing it on the table, this will happen.
We thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
But right after doing that, we get the option to come talk to this guy who runs the UC Vanguard, and he asks you to join, which in response, of course, I say yes, because it's one of my achievements, so I decided to get it over with right here and right now. And obviously, all you gotta do is go up the elevator, which I accidentally went down somehow my first time. After taking the elevator upstairs, you're inside the history hall for the UC Vanguard, which you pretty much just gotta run through. You don't have to push these buttons, but it's optional, so I went ahead and did it just to get the, I didn't know if I was gonna get extra XP or not, so I did it anyway. But to get fully registered as a UC Vanguard, you have to enter the piloting sim and get up to 3 waves out of 6 completed to be able to register. To be honest, getting all 3 waves done was probably the easiest thing I've done so far the entire game, and that includes the dialogue. But upon completing it, we go back downstairs to talk to him to get fully registered.
Go all right with the exam?
Now, for the most part, this is really I got all done throughout the day in day 1. There's a few more things here and there that I did later on or ran into that I'd be funny to include, so it's gonna happen right now. I ran into this dude for the first time.
By the terror! I can't believe it! Is it you? Is it really, really you? Captain of the Frontier, Bane of the Fleet, Constellation's shining star of stars.
I did a mission for Sarah. Please be aware throughout the series, I'm going to jump around a lot. There's not going to be a straight lot of forward moments. It's just going to be me going back and forth. Like right here, we go to the eye to meet with this really cool dude. His name is Vladimir. He's probably one of my favorite characters. Right here is really where I started to embrace the game. It was breathtaking. It was beautiful. It was unlike any other game I had ever played before. It was almost perfect. We get our first power right now by jumping around and collecting these things that are in the air. The things in the air will spin faster and faster, which then create almost a portal of types. And we'll just go into it, and that's how we get our power. I also did this mission that feels like it came straight out of Alien Isolation. There's a terramorph on a planet and you have to kill it after it's already murdered an entire research facility of people. So that was a pretty fun mission to do.
He is done.
Tracker's reading green. What's that sound?
But one thing I forgot to mention is that I ended up joining the Freestar Rangers too. They gave me this sick ass revolver that makes me feel like Marty Robbins with a big iron. Another thing I need to mention is that one of the achievements is getting max companionship with a certain character.
Do they have anything of value?
And for my run through, I picked
It's not connected to this network.
You so fucking precious when you smile.
But besides that, that wraps up day 1 of the achievement hunter. We got pretty good so far, about 5 achievements in. Pretty good pace so far.